somehow without even realizing, this ended up being the week of the younger leaning books, I guess. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing my weekly wrap up for this last week, the second full week in April and the second week of readathon. And I commented, I felt like I was slightly behind after the first week. I feel like I'm definitely more so behind now, although I should be soon hopefully getting through more, but I just feel like I'm like, I definitely have some more books that I need to get to at this point. I'm still definitely planning to try to get to all 20 prompts, but I've fully finished 6 books so far, and I am filming this on the 14th, so that's not what I would have hoped. However, I am working on the largest book that I'm reading, and then the only other bigger book I'm doing is one I'm just going to be doing audio, so I should be able to get lots of other stuff done in the meantime with that. But I definitely going to need to do some pushing. So yeah, we'll talk through here. But first, I did finish Abhorsen, which is the third book in the Abhorsen Chronicles, or like the first. It used to be the Abhorsen trilogy. There's more here now, and so this is I talked about with this series, and I'm still going to call it a trilogy because this was kind of complete. I know there was stuff later. Was just not what I was expecting, and I will be doing a video talking about. I decided I'm just going to do the whole this whole bind up and not just the first book because I have a lot more to say. But it was really not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more kind of like middle grade, like way younger, and instead it's actually pretty nicely complex YA. Where it's still got some streamlined stuff and it still has some like YA feel, but there's actually a lot more going on. It gets a bit darker than I was expecting, deals with some more serious topics, and I think does a really good job. Honestly was really enjoyable, so I had a good time with. It's one that I don't know why it took me so long to finally read it, but I'm glad that I finally got to it, so I will definitely be talking more about that one. And then the only thing that's not younger reading we had this time was Swords Against Death by Fritz Leiber, and I will, I think, be doing a review for this too, but I did not have such a great time with this. This physical copy is like just barely 200 pages long, and I was working through this most of the week because I just was not super into it. It's one of those things, I think part of it is just that it feels a bit dated and kind of a different style, but I think there are still, you can see things in this where other authors took inspiration over time, but it was not really for me. I don't think I'll be reading any more, at least of Fafhrd and Grey Mouser. Maybe I'll try some other Fritz Leiber, but I wasn't a huge fan. I definitely will probably go through and talk about more, so I know some people at least are probably not going to be happy about that, but that's where we landed. So then for the big one, this just over 700-page chonker, Dawn of Wonder, The Awakening Book 1 by Jonathan Renshaw. I am actually exactly 500 pages in. I checked just before this because I'm in the middle of a chapter right now before filming this, and I happen to be on page 500. And I'm still going through this. I'm doing all 3 formats, so I've been still getting through, but I was like at times I was reading other stuff or listening to other stuff, so I haven't been doing just this constantly, but I've done some audio, some ebooks, and physical here with it. And this is still, it's good, but it is definitely a bit younger, and I thought this feels a bit more middle grade than the YA, and it's still doing a lot of good things. I think there's a lot of positives here, but I also just think that this book should have been probably half the length, and so it's starting to feel like it's dragging a little bit, but once I get this finished up, I have about 200 pages left, and I'm hoping to get to that pretty quickly. I'm then going to really just be jumping in and kind of going through stuff as quickly as possible, getting to my other books here, and so we hopefully I'll still be able to get through and get some stuff done really quickly and going from there. And then also, once again, wasn't my plan, but I had two of my library loans come through at the same time, and they were The Arithmetist by Brandon Sanderson and Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. And I actually had just gotten the physical book, The Arithmetist, from my library. But the reason I decided to do this one is because that one I have physical and I have the audiobook from my library. and the ebook I still don't have yet. So I'm like, well, I have the ebook of this one is the one that came through, and I have it physically. So I'll do physical and ebook. So that I can still then do audio for my logbook and still get progress on both. So I've mostly been doing this physical. I think I read like a chapter last night before I completely fell asleep on the ebook. About 60 pages in so far, so not too far in. This one's kind of interesting though because doing something a little bit different. It definitely has some of those YA feels, some a little leery still, but there's two main characters, but the kind of character that you would expect to be the stereotypical character at least. Are instead of them being like the orphan who it turns out is really important, they are an orphan. They are somebody who is from the oppressive ruling class that was overthrown, and nobody knows who they are. And it's instead of just being you're a dragonborn, so you get to be a dragon rider. It's based on merit and testing, so he ends up still getting in to do that. Nobody knowing that he's the son of one of the leaders of the regime that was overthrown. So kind of the opposite look there, where it's this is technically this is like the bad guy. Normally it would be our main character who's got to overthrow these people. Maybe they're a long lost person from there in the YA novels. So I like that it's kind of taking a different spin with it. And I think that's interesting to use as a main character. So we'll see. This should be pretty quick. Like I said, I just only actually started this last night. I'm about 60 pages in. It's like a little over 400 pages. So just hopefully get through that quickly here as well. And then, yeah, the next 2 weeks, hopefully I'll have a lot of updates because I'm going to be really working on getting through things as quickly as possible because I got a lot of catching up to do. But Team 90s, we're going to get it. I have total faith in my team. I know I need to pick up my slack, and hopefully we'll all be doing a lot of great reading for the rest of it. But that's pretty much it for this week. So it's been interesting. I've been reading definitely some different stuff to the norm. I know I have a lot more to come as well here too, and I have a pretty good mix of stuff, including I have some self-pub stuff I meant to try for a while. I have some books that I've owned physically for a long time and I've just never gotten to. I have a sci-fi book in there. So yeah, I got some good stuff coming up for sure, and I'll just have to see if I can fit it all in. But that's really it for this one. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, as always, for the Wizard of the Enclave Discord if you want to chat books, whether any of these books, other books, really anything at all. It's a lot of fun and we'd love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.